True Balance and True Level are the plugins in Sonnable's new metering bundle.
Metering, you say, but that's boring.
Well, metering plugins may not be as flashy as a spanking new compressor or effect, but they are tools which can actually help you to improve your mixes. The proof is in the pudding, as they say, and purely based on the info I got from True Level and True Balance, I adjusted this mix from this to this. This includes loudness change, so if I exclude loudness, it went from this to this. Some people prefer to measure in how many bananas something is. I prefer real valuable measurements. Measuring is all about having an objective way to know if something is right or wrong. That's where the True Limit and True Balance by Sonnable come into play. These plugins will give you all the info you need to make sure your mix will match with other mixes in the same genre, and will also translate well on the many streaming platforms and loudness standards these days. True Level is all about making sure you have set the right level and have the certainty you have the right loudness. True Balance, on the other hand, is more of a tool which can give you reassurance your mix or master measures up to, let's say, overall accepted sound profiles of audio. If these two plugins look familiar, you're not wrong. Aside from having the familiar Sonnable colors and looks, True Level is basically the loudness monitoring section of Sonnable's own Smart Limiter. In comparison to what you get in Smart Limiter, you get more real estate to work with and the reference track options. The layout has been optimized for level checking. True Balance is not a direct lift from an existing Sonnable plugin and gives you the tools to see if your mix or track matches with a certain genre in the list here or with reference tracks you can import. The plugin gives you suggestions based on the frequencies in 3 adjustable frequency bands. This adjustability may seem a bit silly at first, but really handy to either focus on certain frequency areas or to shift because your track has a specific frequency balance. Below here you find information on the width of each frequency band and its correlation, so you can make sure that your track doesn't have stereo width issues at all, and you can do this with a proper mono check as well. Now back to the all-important reference this plugin provides. On the left side you have all these genres and also a few for speech. For this entire video I used True Balance to adjust the EQ on my voice with the speech low reference, and it went from this to this. I'd say it works pretty darn well. You check on which adjustments you could make by selecting a style preset and press Balance Check. This will give you an indication of what you might do. But these style presets might not be the best reference for your specific mix. On this track, for instance, basically all reference style presets will mention I need more highs and less lows. I want this track to be dark and brooding. And I have a few reference tracks which I would use as reference for this style of music. You can load in reference tracks by pressing the plus here and switch between them. I just need one. If I select a reference track here, reset the measurements done so far, play my mix and press a balance check again, I end up with a different recommendation.
Gotta catch it before it passes on by, out of sight.
I could lift the entire mid-range a bit.
Follow me, show you places you've never seen. Hold on tight, take the lead.
You made it so far in this video, which is made possible by Sonnable, by the way. And that means you want to press subscribe to stay up to date on the latest new cool plugins. Now let's say this mix is done and I want to make sure it has the right loudness settings for Spotify. For that, True Level comes into play. I will use Spotify and EDM as a reference.
Now's the time. Take a moment and realize. Gotta catch it.
Now this mix needs to increase loudness and level. Let's use a good limiter for that.
So follow me. places you've never seen. Hold on tight, take the lead. More than just a memory.
Adjust some more.
Gotta catch it before it passes on by. Out of sight. So follow me. I'll show you places you've never seen. Hold on tight.
Maybe you don't like this end result and want to use a reference track, and I have the same track as with True Balance.
Now's the time. Take a moment and realize. Gotta catch it.
See, now it's too loud if I reference the other song and need to bring down the loudness. So depending on what you're after, True Level will give you the tools to help you decide what you actually want and need. The best place to use these plugins is as late in the plugin chain as possible. Most likely after your master bus processing, so you know how the results of your hard work, your tweaking, your vague attempts to mix are translating. Introduction price for this bundle is €69, which is €30 off of the regular price. Intro price for each plugin separately is $49, so I would get the bundle. If you have a few quid more to spend and need a good limiter with proper measuring, check out Sonnable's Smart Limit. Watch my video on it, it's displayed on screen and linked in the description below.